Okay. Hey everybody, it's me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan throwing rocks and hiding his hand, Sadiq. We are on Facebook Live, where I'll be taking the questions from the audience. We are also on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Spreaker podcast. And then eventually, once Donovan produces the videos, which is why you see the green screen, we will be on YouTube. All right, so we are everywhere. We also have Mr. Marcus Guyton, who is helping to spread the message of the show to get more people to watch, so that we can just bounce more ideas and conversation off of each other. And so we'll go ahead and give everybody else a chance to get started. And so, as always, I'd like to thank my partner in crime, Donovan, for making all this happen. Without
late
him,
of her.
no, we ain't late because of me. You lying. When I got here, Donovan was looking like Michael Myers. Okay, he had his jumpsuit on, and he was,
I was working in the studio.
Yeah, he put the studio together. So now, admittedly, I was, a little bit behind, but it wasn't because of me. All right. And so, so thank you to Donovan. And also thank you to you guys on the podcast and on Facebook Live for being here every Sunday to make this happen. And so, as you guys can see, our topic is Kevin Hart versus the LGBTQ. And my daughter is telling me that I guess there's some more acronyms. It's a plus sign that is put behind it because
rainbow, plus sign. What other things do they have to identify that they are of an alternative lifestyle?
She was saying something like trans and just a whole host of just gosh, I can't keep up. So anyway, we're going to be talking about Kevin Hart and the dynamics of the LGBTQ situation. I know that's a lot to say. I would just say, gay and lesbian community.
I'm offended.
So should I just put all the letters in there?
Yeah, just go.
All right, y'all. So I'll say hello to everybody once I see people on. But I guess I'll go ahead and get started for the sake of time. I hate to waste people's time. And so Donovan will also be taking questions from the podcast. And for those of you guys, for whatever reason, if you are not friends with me, as I said, I don't know why you're not able to comment, but there will eventually be a link in the comment section where you can click on the link and make a comment, and I'll respond to it. Hey, Asada, what's happening? So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? All right. Now, as I like to always say, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of the things that go on in the Black community to make us not just better, but an even better people. All right, and so Kevin Hart versus the LGBTQ community. Hey, Ricky. Now, so on this past Tuesday, it was announced that Kevin Hart would be hosting the 2019 90th Oscar Awards ceremony. Okay, and let's see. So, and on Wednesday, the LGBTQ, oh my God, community had sounded the alarm regarding Kevin's previous homophobic tweets and stand-up routines. Gays were insisting that he apologized for what he had said about gay people in his stand-up routines and in his tweets. Initially, after the Academy asked Hart to apologize, he refused to do so. Specifically, he said, and I quote, "I passed on the apology. The reason why I passed is because I have addressed this several times. I'm not going to continue to go back and forth and tap into days of old when I've moved and I am in a completely different stage in my life. I'm going to be me. I'm going to stand my ground." All right, that's what he said at first. He also went on to say, "Stop looking for reasons to be negative. Stop searching for reasons to be angry. I swear, I wish you guys could see, feel, and understand the mental place that I'm in. I am truly happy, people. There is nothing that you can do to change that. Nothing," in capital letters. "I work hard on a daily basis to spread positivity to all. With that being said, if you want to search my history or past and anger yourselves with what you find, that is fine with me. I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm in love with me, the man that I am becoming. You live and you learn, and you grow and you mature. I live to love. Please take your negative energy and put it into something constructive. Please. Whatever's understood should never have to be said. I love everybody. Once again, everybody, if you choose not to believe me, then that's on you. Have a beautiful day. Hey, Ed. So that's what he tweeted after he said he ain't apologizing. But shortly after making that statement, Hart said the following right after he announced that he was stepping down. I'm trying to, get some theatrics here, okay? This is because I do not want to be a distraction on a night that should be celebrated by so many amazing talents, he tweeted. I sincerely apologize to the why are you shaking your head, Donovan?
Okay.
I sincerely apologize to the LGBT community for my insensitive words from my past. So, what exactly did Kevin say that got him in the hot water with the gay community? All right. In 2011, he tweeted the following. Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, stop, that's gay. Okay, so tweets with him using terms like fag and no homo were also found. He has since deleted those tweets. All right. Now, some critics in the LGBTQ, it's getting easier to say, y'all, community want Kevin to discontinue his stand-up special, Seriously Funny. So they want him to just delete, get rid of that stand-up special. I think I've seen the special before. Have you seen the Seriously Funny?
Well, I don't really follow Kevin Hart.
Well, it was like one of his first ones, but they want him to just eradicate it, just take it off the planet Earth and just be done with it, okay? And so he also said, one of my biggest fears is my son growing up and being gay. That's a fear. Keep in mind, I'm not homophobic. Be happy. Do what you want to do. But me, a heterosexual male, if I can prevent my son from being gay, I will. Now, they also want him to donate. Now, check this out, y'all. Check this out. They also want him to donate money to the LGBTQ causes and said that he could have requested that the Academy give the hosting job to someone from their community or ask for someone LGBTQ to host the award ceremony with him.
So they want to take his money and tear him down at the same time.
Well, they're like, well, man, if you're going to step down, you could at least recommended that somebody gay, or lesbian do the gig. Or at least you could have stayed and co-hosted the gig with one of us, is what they're saying, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, in a Huffington Post article, the author likened, now check this part out. The author likened Hart to an oppressor because he is harming people in marginalized communities like those in the Black Lives Matter and Me Too movement. So they call him an oppressor because now apparently, he's oppressing.
Being a comedian is, they're supposed to make jokes and stuff.
Right, well, no, you're supposed to never mind that. But now Kevin Hart is an oppressor because he, I guess, made some jokes back in the day. He's a comedian. Go figure, So yeah. Okay, so they're saying that he's, oppressing gay people. Now, I wonder why they weren't mad when he was tweeting awful things about another group of marginalized people, the black woman, where he tweeted, hashtag hands down, light-skinned women usually have better credit than dark-skinned women. Broke-ass dark holes, laugh out loud. That's what he said. But I digress. I have seen articles titled, How Kevin Hart Tweeted Himself Out of the Job of Hosting the Oscars. Will Nike cut ties with Kevin Hart? Because now some in the gay and lesbian community are asking Nike to cut ties with him because Nike sponsors Kevin Hart. I guess they do a bunch of social media stuff, and so he wears their clothing and they sponsor him. So now they're asking Nike to withdraw their sponsorship from Kevin Hart due to not stuff that was recent, but old stuff, old tweets that somebody, which is like, is there like a gay troll somewhere in the gay community that's going, okay, we find successful black people, okay, dig off in their tweets, like you're digging in the crates, dig off in the tweets, and let's see if we can, I forgot your dryer was on. That's what that noise was.
Oh, the dryer?
Yeah, it just went off.
Yeah, I forgot it.
Sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, so it's like a gay troll digging in the tweets to find successful black people where they might have offended somebody, right? Okay, and so another one says, if Kevin were sorry, he'd prove it. That's another title. And it says, Kevin still doesn't get it. Another one says, Kevin is going through, and so I'm saying rather, Kevin is going through it, to say the least. But what I really want to know is, will Kevin Hart finally come home? Not too long ago, he was making the rounds, calling his fellow black comedians drug addicts, haters, and saying that their time to shine had come and gone, and they blew it, for a lack of better words. After Cat Williams did an interview where Kevin's name came up, Cat pretty much said that Kevin is successful because he is not a threat to white Hollywood due to him being ugly and no white women wanting to sleep with him. Those are Cat's words.
Yikes.
Awful. But I think he was more or less saying is, listen, you're not like the special black. There's nothing, you're not doing anything. Well, I guess what he's probably trying to say is that, Kevin, you're black like the rest of us. You're just probably willing to do things that the rest of us aren't willing to do, right?
Some people love cooning.
Right, and so, and then he also said they only like Tiffany because she wants to sleep with white men. Because Kat was saying how,
is that true?
I don't know, but Tiffany was running around saying how, she wants to sleep with Brad Pitt and this white dude and that white dude, and so this is what Cat Williams was saying, right? And so he was playing, he being Kevin, the holier-than-thou role, saying that he's successful because he works hard and does not do what the others do. He also told them that if they stop hating, they can be like him too. Now, when will he realize that even though white Hollywood writes his checks, they still control him? What are you guys' thoughts? I mean, like, honestly, and I'm going to get to every one of you guys' comments, I could have went on and on and on about this, but I was like, nope, I'm going to save it for commentary during the show, because there's so many angles to this that, see, like, right now, it's Kevin, but it's bigger than Kevin. You know what I mean? Kevin is just, because right now, I also read an article where the Heisman Trophy winner, Kyler somebody, after he won the Heisman, the gay and lesbian trolls dug off into his tweets and found some homophobic tweets and made him apologize too. So it's like, what's really going on here, you guys? So let me get to you guys' comments. All right. And so Ed says, hey, you used to know what's happening. Says, it's funny, civil rights movement has been around for years with no movement at all. At all. But the LGBTQ community gained a whole constitution within 2 years. If Tupac was still alive, this would have never happened. Well, do explain the whole Tupac factor. I think I know where you're going with this, but I want to hear it from you. But no, I agree with you. It's like, wow, they have gained so much ground. And then it's like, clout ground. But then check it out, though. Check this out. So they're comparing themselves to being marginalized people, but yet now you're trying to attack black people who are, and I know Kevin Hart is rich, but he's still black nevertheless. And so now they're going after this other black guy, the Heisman Trophy winner, and God knows who else is going to be. It's almost like the McCarthyism back in the day when you're accused of being a communist.
Your career's over.
Right, or a Salem witch hunt now. It's like a gay witch hunt. Or a homophobia witch hunt is what it is. We're going to find all these, whenever a black man rises, or he's going to get some success, or we're going to go and see and make sure that he's worthy of our approval. If not, we'll, proverbially pull his pants down in the middle of the street and make him apologize. Because Kevin apologized, but they're like, that's not good enough, Kevin.
And feminize him. I mean, and when I say feminine, I don't mean like, a female, like, punkin.
Well, it's like,
in public. Punk him in public.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. But he's like, so you want Kevin to come over and tout? And listen, I have no dog in the fight with gay and lesbian, so don't get me wrong there. But you want Kevin now to use his platform to further the gay and lesbian agenda? It's like, really? Of course,
we're gonna pull his pants down and make him work for us.
It's crazy. Just prostitute him.
That's it.
And Al says, looking good. Well, thank you, baby. Hey, Glenn, he says, wow, what the hell? The LGBTQ community seems like real dictators for a marginalized community. Exactly. I should have just read that comment. Exactly.
Tag my baby in the video.
I'm scared to, because I'm scared it might go off.
She might go off.
But, so it's like, no, you're absolutely right. It's like, so now how you guys become the moral authority to now dictate to black people what they should do? And if you guys didn't also see, Nick Cannon went into a lot of the, or three of them rather, white female comedians. Sarah Silverman, what's the other chick that's not really funny?
Amy
Schuler and Chelsea Handler.
Okay.
And found some tweets where they were being homophobic.
Yeah, especially Amy Schuler. She was doing
they
some
were using the
stuff.
F word and all kind of stuff too. And so Nick Cannon was like, well, where is the same energy for them that you have for Kevin?
It's just a coincidence that they all are white. Yeah.
Right. Well, I get away with it. And hey, Ben, he says LGBT, the new mob. He says, F out of here. If you want to drop soap, oh my God.
Wow.
If you want to drop soap, do you, but you're not going to force me to cheerlead for your fruity activities. Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you, Ben.
Yes.
Well, I'll just paraphrase that a little bit more. No, I agree. I think to each his own, but and listen, you found some old tweets of mine, so what, you want to strap some shackles on me and something around my neck and make me your mule, your boy? Not only is my sorry not good enough for you, but I need to do backflips too? And I mean, what? Yeah. So how are you as a marginalized people doing that to another marginalized people? Hey, Arson, what's happening? And Bean says Kevin was telling the truth about Kat effing it up for himself. Well, no, he was telling the truth. But I've seen Kevin Hart in a few other interviews act holier than thou. Like he even dragged Mike Epps into it. And, you know, Michael Blackson, he got mad at him because Michael Blackson said something about him cheating. And it's like, dude, you lighten up.
It. Yeah, own it.
Well, not only that, but just lighten up. You know, it's funny. And then, you know, you're taking this, oh, well, I'm the good guy, you know, role. And you guys are all these meager, you know, crackheads.
All of 5'2".
5'2" is tall in some instances.
It is.
Okay?
If you're living in Asia, you're damn right.
Hey, Billy. He says, Tupac knowledge and opinions were revered and treasured with the utmost respect because there was truth in what he spoke.
True.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we know that it is widely believed that the FBI took Tupac out. A lot of people think that it was Biggie and P. Diddy and some other nonsense.
The coin Intel Pro, like you said before.
Oh, yeah.
That's still in effect. Mm-hmm. Because think about it. Bob Marley was taken out, too.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so Bing says, freedom of speech, unless you're talking about gays, then you got to shut the F up and be spokesperson for them. Yeah, I mean, it's like, why?
Wait, you forgot one thing there. Who's that, Ben?
Ben.
You can't talk about weeds. You can't talk
Not
about
today.
weeds. And you can't talk about Obama.
Not today.
Yes, you got to add a few more things in there.
Not today.
Obama and Oprah.
Right. I mean, like Lee Daniels. Let's put Lee Daniels in this for, you know, why are you laughing?
I'm sorry.
Because Lee Daniels, when he was doing the whole Empire thing and people were getting mad because of the gay and lesbian stuff, he went on record saying that the black community is homophobic and I'm going to put it in their faces and makes them come to terms with homosexuality. And so thus far, I mean, I guess he's winning. He's got 2 shows. Empire and Stars, both shows I've seen none of them, except for a couple scenes here and there on Facebook that was just like. But he was like very upfront with his agenda. You black people are gonna love it.
Well, I don't even know why he would say something like that, because if you look into the black community, there is a good portion of us running around that we know are gay or whatever. I mean, you got black women that, you know, are shaving their head, looking like dudes. I'm just saying, we're aware of it. And, you know, do you, boo. You know, do what you got to do. It doesn't bother us, you know?
Right. I mean, yeah, like I said, to each his own. You do what you got to do, you know? Hey, James, you said, should not have apologized. Not sure who these people are, but why should I accept who they sleep with? I think it's stupid, and whatever these people trolling are funded very well, trying to push their gay weight around. Well, it is not a known or a secret, rather, that there's a lot of large portion of Hollywood is ran by gay people. And so, who was it? Somebody, Michael Blackson actually made the point in regards to Kevin, saying, you guys, before you even asked him to do the Oscars, you guys should have did all of that. Why get him to this point and then sucker punch him with, oh my God, he says some anti-gay stuff about gay people. I mean,
well, I mean, but at the same time, shouldn't Kevin Hart have taken that as maybe, wait, are they trying to set me up because I did cheat on my wife and I did get caught up in this?
No, I don't think it's that. I just think it's, here's a black man. I don't know who it is. See, and I think this is the assumption, too, that people have, is that if you're gay or lesbian, and especially if you're white, there's no way you could be a white supremacist.
Right.
Because you're marginalized, too. But believe it or not, there are a lot of gay and lesbian white people who are white supremacists. And so I think that's really the root of where this came from, because as Nick Canada's proved, there's plenty of people who have said something about the gay community in jest, at the very least,
Skull and Bones, they have sex with young boys and stuff like that to be a member. That's just part of the...
Right. And they're very high up there. There's a lot of their members that are in the higher places in society.
George W. Bush and all those guys.
I used to know. He says Tupac comments somewhat of a joke because he was the last voice that started to wake up Black America, and like so many other Black revolutionaries, he was killed for changing the way we think. No, absolutely. Okay, I knew that's where he was going with it,
because we ain't ready to have a black president. That's what he said at the time.
Right. Ben says, "Sorry, nobody wants their kids to be gay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Stop straight shaming." No, and you know what? That's an excellent point, because that's exactly what it is. It is straight shaming. I don't think there's anything wrong with Kevin Hart saying, I don't want my son to be gay. But we live in a society, because I've had conversations with a lot, especially young mothers, who are saying, well, if my son or daughter is gay, so what? I don't care.
You better care.
And they're not, going to try to do anything to discourage it. That's just like, some people might tell their kids, well, I know in other communities they do, I don't want my kid dating outside of their race. But when we do it, as Black people, oh, that's wrong, we should accept everybody. Listen, it's not an issue of accepting everybody or different people. It's an issue of, I have a preference for who I want my child to date. Everybody else does it.
We are the only group of people that will pick up everybody else's battles, and nobody will pick up our battle.
Right.
Nobody. Seriously.
One day we're going to realize that. One day. Hey, Deneen, he says, okay, not sure if my previous comment took or not, but the lesbian and gay comedians can talk and joke about, you said that gay, but lesbian and gay comedians can talk and joke about it, get the F out of here. Well, yeah, so it's like, what's the difference? And maybe some of them just playing devil's advocate. Maybe some of them are saying, just like Black people, well, I can call you the N-word, but you can't call me the N-word.
Bullshit. No Black people gonna call me no damn nigga. Here's my question.
I don't know, Denise. Maybe that's how they're looking at it.
Yeah, here's my question for everybody that's listening out there. Why is anybody taking a comic seriously? They're comics.
I honestly think it's more to it than just him being a comic and saying so. I think it's more to it than that. Oh no, hosting the Oscars is a big thing. You can't have him doing it.
But that's my point. There's got to be more to it, because who's going to take? He's a comic. That's what he's supposed to do. Make people laugh.
And there's something I agree with
at all aspects of life.
I agree. And OG, what's happening? He says, when you block that, go. He says, when you block that, go way back. So when you're Black, they go way back. I think they're saying. Well, yeah, and then somebody also made the point too, which is kind of weird. When Chris Rock hosted it, and they said that he's tweeted a lot of stuff not opposition to the gay and lesbian community, but jokes. Yeah,
offensive jokes.
And so Ben says, newsflash, LGBT people, everybody ain't gay.
Thank you.
Putting out a disclaimer. Hey, Belinda, you said the hypocrisy of it all. No, absolutely. It's like, how you going to be gay and then, try to harm? Because to me, that's what they're doing to Kevin. I know he's rich, but you're causing him to do things that he wouldn't have to do. I mean, so what? He said something back in the day about, him not wanting his son to be gay. I mean...
But can I give you guys a quick conspiracy theory in regards to Kevin Hart? It stays on the subject. Remember when he was getting blackmailed for all that money?
Oh, when he was cheating on his wife.
Right.
Yeah.
But they tried to blackmail him. And now this.
So I get where you're going with that. So is there some, some people who believe in the Illuminati?
Yeah, there's a synergy.
It could be. Okay. I mean, there could be something out there trying to attack Kevin Hart. I don't know if you believe in the Illuminati stuff. Some people may say it's some sort of initiation, or maybe the powers that be are trying to take him down.
Right.
You know.
And deplete his money and get him in lawsuits and.
Yep.
It's
I would say this before I read your comment, Al. I think that Kevin. I hope that I'm wrong, but I think there's more to come because for one thing, I would say is, especially gay people don't like to be shunned because they would have rather him stay in the role of hosting the Oscars and then be able, okay, now do this, now do that.
Yeah.
Now you need to do this. Okay, you need to apologize 10 more times, and then you need to donate $1 million to so that they're not going to be done with him. I think there's more to come. Mm-hmm. And Al says it's amazing to me that most black preachers and Christians are against gay people because if it wasn't for the gay community, all that black churches wouldn't have a choir director. You know what? Get out of here.
And a good choir director too. Woo!
Ricky says the white supremacist system is in full force with their push of population control and quote-unquote black America. That's why that crappy show Empire is still in rotation. That element of the show where, let's see. The element of the show where there's a gay couple is the main reason the show is still going. They are using the LGBT element OP.
Nice. That's a good one.
Male masculinity, while at the same time trying to change the black struggle into the gay struggle. If any of that made sense, no, it made absolute perfect sense because there's been a lot of people who have likened the gay and lesbian struggle, if you will, to that of the civil rights. And so some have said, black people, how dare you be homophobic and against gay people? You guys went through the same thing we went through.
Hell, we did.
Well, that's what they've said. Mm-hmm. And so you're right. Now it's trying to, the LGBTQ community is trying to, I guess, I don't even know if they're trying, but take over the struggle of being oppressed. Mm-hmm. Not saying they're not oppressed, but not the same thing.
And to me, that doesn't make sense because a lot of your people that are, gay are very influential in money and in industries and things like that.
They have a lot of positions.
So what kind of struggle could they be going through?
Well, they just want to be able to tell your black ass what to do. Okay?
Gotcha.
Hey, TT.
I get enough
exactly
of that
about battles. Mm-hmm. And then Nancy, what's happening? Says, okay, so she says, tap the link to join the conversation if you want to comment on here. Whatever reason, if you're not friends with me, I thought I was public. I am. You're not able to comment. But if you tap the link, you can. And then Al says, damn near everything Tyler Perry does, there's always some gay character.
Yes.
So from what I understand, because I guess all the shows that he has on, there's some sort of a gay dynamics to it. And, yeah, I mean...
They're targeting that audience, too.
Well, yeah, but this is my pushback, too. Like, okay, if we know that there's an agenda, because I firmly believe that there's an agenda against the black community in regards to homosexuality, why do we sit up and watch that? I mean, I doubt that every last person that's watching Tyler Perry's content or Lee Daniels' content are gay. I fail to believe that. So there's obviously some straight people, probably a lot of straight people are watching that who have a problem with what's being forced upon black people. So why do they have an audience? That's to me the better question. And Nancy says, how much is the overall objective? Is to once again send a message to black people across the board that even with money, you are still just a black person with money. You can still shut down. They can still shut you down. I think you're trying to say anytime we want. No, absolutely. I mean, and that's been proven over and over and over again. Now, Kevin Hart, I mean, I guess he was funny at one point in time. I'm just not a Kevin Hart fan. For one, I don't think he's that funny. And two, I just don't like sometimes his stance on, or his outlook on other people. He's like, I'm very positive. I'm me, positive. And you guys, so I don't like that. But, I mean, I always I liken him to people like Step and Fetch It, if you will. You guys remember, if you
Amos and Andy.
Yeah, Amos and Andy. Step and Fetch It was, to me, I don't want to say Kevin Hart is quite like Step and Fetch It, but he's along those terms in that, I will scat dance and do just about anything, for the man and make all this money, but then at the end of the day, I got to come back home because let's say this doesn't go well for Kevin Hart, he's got to come back home. I'm not saying he ever totally left, but he's going to have to come all the way back over here. But to your point, now maybe he understands that, oh, they don't love me either. And Al says, there is a milk for short gay people. You know what? Okay, let me just say this. I don't want that to go that route because that's not the objective here. Is to make light of this or to make fun of gay people because that's not. Yeah, it's not who we are, Al. And Ustinov says, whites have been gay since 3000 BC. Most black people are not familiar with the phrase, but breaking the agenda is supported by the rich politician and those who continue to find ways to break the black family. Absolutely. Yep. As you said, buck breaking is something that they did in slavery, where the buck was the big, strong black man, and what they would do is rape him.
Right,
they
in front of everybody.
Men, right. The men of the plantation owner, whoever, the overseers will rape the big black men in front of everybody, the family, the kids, everybody, to break him and let them know if we can do this to your strong black man, hell, don't you think we can do to you? So yes, and technically speaking, I mean, now maybe they ain't bending people over still, but sort of. People are getting bent over. I mean, that's exactly what they're trying to do to Kevin Hart. Boy, we need you to do what we say do.
They did it to Mike Tyson. I mean, you can go through the history. Muhammad Ali, all these guys make all this money, and they end up with nothing, broke at the end.
Yep. And Arson says, hi. Oh, wow, your hair is so nice. Oh, thank you. I put it up for now. I don't know how long it'll be like this. It's just easier to do. It says, anyway, about Kevin, like you said, there are many angles to this, but there is one common bottom to all of them. In the end of it all, any black person on the rise, he be going in. Let's see. Any black person on the rise or on top will somehow be compelled to submit, quote unquote, to this LGBTQ or whatever the letters are. I mean, when he was asked to do it, they knew very well they were going to ask him to do that later. I think we should just look at him as a symbol of what happens to us, as how the gays are running things in Hollywood. There might be more to come. I mean, we all saw with Dave Chappelle what happens when you don't play along. I wonder how deeply it goes. I think it was my daughter actually that made that point that you just made about Dave Chappelle, and that, you know, Dave Chappelle tapped out of making $50 million because he said it wasn't going to be them laughing with us. It was going to be them laughing at us. And I didn't want to be responsible for that. They kept on trying to make him wear a dress and, you know, just the whole nine. They wanted to completely take it over. And he's like, I'm good. And it worked out for him later on. Hey, Tammy. You said there's an agenda to turn black children and teens and gay and young adults gay. Everywhere you look in the media, they are promoting homosexuality. It is sickening. No, absolutely. But, you know, that is a good point. But that takes us to be aware of that, you know, and to understand that Kevin Hart has the right to say he don't want his son gay. Like, and the crazy part about that is, if Kevin was to say, you know what, if my son is gay, then so be it. I won't have a problem with it, and I hope he is gay. Then everybody would be, oh, that's such an admirable thing. But I think he had, just like you have the right to be mad at me, I have the right to decide what my child is going to be, or what I'm going to promote that child to be.
I mean, I have no disclaimers. I told my boys, hey, you do what you want to do. If you're going to be gay, you can't come into my house with all that. Bring that lifestyle to my house. You know, you come by, hey, Merry Christmas, Dad. Okay, make sure your man is out there.
Damn, can't bring the man in the house?
No.
What about if they don't, you know, they just kind of come out and hang? Can't have no beers with that?
If my son comes and he's in the gay lifestyle, there's no association at that point.
Okay, see, I don't have no sons. I have a daughter. I mean, if she wanted, I'm just going to say this. If that's the route that she chose to be, what can I do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, but I'm not going to shun her.
No, I didn't say I was going to shun my son. I'm shunning his lifestyle. I'm shunning the lifestyle.
Gotcha. And Al says, good news. AJ brought his dad Whataburger dinner. Yay! I wish I could eat Whataburger dinner right now. I had a banana before I came here. And Belinda says, OJ. Yeah, OJ. No matter what you say, some people will probably say, well, OJ was guilty. He was found not guilty. Right. But to your point, OJ will never, ever. That man will go to the grave with that on him. And I wouldn't even, does anybody know where OJ is?
Yeah, he's in Las Vegas. He has a property in Las Vegas.
Oh, because he's keeping a very low profile.
This time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess 13 years in the clink, do that to
Johnny
me,
Cocker told him when he got off the live, stay low, go, hide
They're
out.
taking that advice now, but let that man come out and do one thing wrong. It's going to be on and cracking. They waiting. And Al says, gay people get offended too easily. They can take a... I'm not reading no more Al's comments. Ricky says, on a separate note, Dimitri, your hair is bus crash banging off.
Wow.
Awesome. On another note, your boy doing the show with you made a great point about them being comedians. That's their job, and who's to say what's funny? Even though Kevin is only mildly funny to me, I think he should have never apologized.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree with that.
What am I sorry for? Something I did years ago? I mean, because now it's like you guys are going to continue having me bent over and doing any and everything you want me to do. Like you said, it was a joke.
Well, he's a comedian. That's his profession.
Right.
That's like going to a football game and expecting to see LeBron James play.
Right. Or be mad because they tackling people.
Right. It's just I don't understand. So.
Yeah. And then Al says, after that, all that cooning, Kevin Hart was the one who got bent over. No pun. Absolutely. And Tammy says, he has every right. I don't want mine gay either. Shit. I mean, so yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with you saying that.
And it's an opinion.
Right. And it's my opinion. And then you also say, now they're telling people it's okay to date people that have HIV, but that's another topic. Lord have
yes,
mercy.
Lord, that's another.
Just be careful.
Just be careful.
That's one thing I got to just be careful,
You've got some people out here that think they can turn a gay person back to the other side.
I've actually met women like that. They were in love with men that were gay, and it's like, you do know he's gay, right?
Right.
I know, but if I just give him too good one time, and I don't think he's interested in anything you got.
Right.
But that's a whole other topic.
Now, knock on wood, and just a thing. It's a man's perversion to be with two women. That's like a dream or something like that.
But not a man's perversion to be with his woman and another dude.
Well, some guys are into that too, but
it's a threesome.
Yeah, no.
Why not? Another
topic,
time.
Right.
Arthur says, "Oh wow, I never knew Donovan was that radical. Laugh out loud. Talk about your kids can't bring their man.
Oh no, they can't. The man got to wait in the car. He got to wait in the car.
And
Drop
Ricky says, right, Al Jackson, mofos can take a dig. Oh my god, you guys are gonna get me in trouble. Okay. Hey, Charles says exactly. He done said an apology to the LGBT community, and they want another one. Good for Hart to say F you, no second apology. Yeah, they said the first one wasn't good enough. There was things he could have done, and even Don Lemon is like, come on my show. I want to explain some things to you. Like, why? Why do you need to explain to me? I'm not gay.
Right.
I'm not gay. I don't have anything against gay people. You ain't got to explain nothing to me. I see no evil.
Well, here's
not
my
that I'm
thing.
saying it's evil, but I just don't want to keep it.
Here's my thing. Don Lemon can't tell me a damn thing about anything, and he's booed up with a white man. Okay? So I'm not, don't talk to me about blackness and what's right and this and that, and you booed up with a white man. Okay? Simple as that. I mean, he can love who he loves, but you can't tell me a damn thing. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Donovan, you on one today. Donovan is on one.
No, because a lot of people don't know that, like, Don, they know he's gay, but they don't know he's with a white guy. These different.
That's another topic,
That's
too.
another topic.
Because that can go.
Right.
I could go so many ways, but yeah, that's what
Right.
Don Lemon has said, okay? And then, so Marcus is saying, you guys tap the link if you want to comment for whatever reason. We're not friends. You can tap the link and you're more than welcome and able to comment, and I will read every last question or concern that you have. And Al said, if my son was gay, I would be so married. You know what? One more gay joke from you. Get it. Belinda, he says, he's not the only comedian who makes those kinds of jokes.
Yeah,
and
they
that's
all do.
what I was saying about the others being hypocrites.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They all do.
He's a black man.
Yep.
He's a black man, and boy, you better do what we tell you to do, because we write your checks. They made Kevin Hart very wealthy. And so they're probably like, at the very least, you can do what we ask you to do, That's a little tap dancing for the gay community.
Mhm.
Just a little tap dance, a little, sand
Let's-
dance,
yeah,
a little
a little
shuffle.
shuffle, shuck and
Yeah,
jive.
just a
Yeah.
little shuck and jive, and we'll be cool,
You
maybe.
remember that meme with Daffy
Daffy,
Duck?
yeah, get your Daffy Duck on. Oh my God, we don't get it. And Tammy says, yep, and Al says ain't reading that one either. Ricky says, so what about gay and amphibian comedians who make jokes about hetero people? Nobody is retaliating. Okay. They just don't want you making jokes about them. Well, I guess they don't want you to like get a good gig and then make jokes about them.
Now, here's what I understand about the Oscars, real quick. Okay, you're hosting the Oscars. Shouldn't you be a successful actor or something? Or
Well, Kevin's pretty successful.
he makes cooning, movies.
That's what they like.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of, as somebody who's a thespian, not a lesbian, a thespian. I just hate when you see these people coming in. Yeah, it's a dream job to host it, but they should have people who have brought something.
It doesn't sound
to
like too many people want to do it anymore because they
they
said,
watered it down.
yeah,
so
they said
badly.
by this time they would have had somebody to do it, and so
Yeah.
now but the Oscars I guess haven't formally announced that Kevin is not doing it.
Right.
So
Okay.
they still need a host. Maybe you're available that night.
No,
No?
I'm not
Okay.
available, unfortunately.
All right.
I'll be doing the Dimitri K show.
Okay. You damn right you will. And Nancy says Kevin Hart has been straddling the fence for a long time now. Period. He's never really stood up for his side, nor has he been a negative to his side. Period. Yeah, he's just kind of been in the middle. I agree with that.
Yep.
But I think he's finding out now that he has to choose sides. Yeah, ain't that something?
You have to choose a side.
Now you got to figure out because now you see. These people, as I said, it's like step and fetch it. It's almost the exact same thing. Because for those of you guys who don't know who Step and Fetch It is, he was an actor / comedian in the early 1900s who did just his official title in Hollywood was the laziest man in the world. That was his Step and Fetch It, the laziest man in the world, and he'd be scratching and itching and
Yeah, he was the next phase of the blackface from vaudeville.
But that man was the first black millionaire actor in the United States. So that was in the early 1900s. They paid this man a lot of money to, as some people would say, coon and shuck and jive and shine, all of that. But as that wore off, and I'm sure they found somebody else, he found himself not being accepted by white people because they had threw him away. And then black people's like, nope, you brought so much shame on the black community by calling yourself the laziest black man in the world. And of course, the rest of the world attributed that, well, not all, but a lot of people did, to black people. And so we're done with you too. And he ended up dying of alcoholism, drank himself to death, and was poor and didn't have anybody.
Yeah, for a quick reference, basically, Haiti McDaniel, who won the Oscar for Gone with the Wind as Best Supporting Actress, the big black lady that played the maid.
Hi, McDaniel,
Yeah, they were in the same era. So look,
Yeah.
between 1930, they were the two top black actors of the time.
Right.
Of the day.
But, too, look at the roles that they had to play. Now, when I say had to play, Clarence Muse. He was the old guy in Car Wash. You guys remember the older guy in Car Wash had the white hair and the beard? Now, a lot of people don't know his story, but he was also born, I think, in the late 1800s. But he was I'll say the word accomplished, and I'll tell you why. He was a lawyer, a teacher, so he had a few degrees. There's a lot of things he could do, but black people couldn't afford to hire him, and white people wouldn't hire him to be a lawyer and all that. So he went into acting, doing a lot of the roles that were degrading. And so during an interview I read, he said a lot of black people took me to task saying, oh, you destroyed the image of, you helped destroy the image of black people. And he says, listen, if it wasn't for people like me, then these actresses and actors now wouldn't have the opportunities they had. He said, so I did the stuff that I had to do. You guys don't have to do this anymore.
Well, that goes back to like Lee Daniels, the butler, and a lot of us, our grandparents, our grandmothers, they were domestics, for the white ladies and stuff like that. And if they didn't do what they had to do, some of us wouldn't have gone to college. Some of us wouldn't have, had those opportunities.
Yeah, but it's like we're in 2018 now.
Right.
And Belinda says it's entertainment. Absolutely. And Charles says, We were setting the zealous Christmas. We were setting the zealous Christians last week. Now we're confronting the homosexual agenda this week. Love. Now we're going after Peter next week. Oh Lord. This is the show. They treat dogs better than black people or people of color. No, absolutely.
Still.
What's Peter's thing? Peter was saying they don't want people to use anti-animal language. Like instead of saying I don't know, high on the hog, say something else or nothing that's mean to animals. It's like I'm a vegan and I'm like y'all tripping, okay? I'm gonna say what I want to say. And then Belinda says, who even watches the Oscars anymore? Well, I know one person on here who does. It ain't me though.
Yeah, no, I don't watch
the Oscars.
Are you sure?
You're not with your popcorn?
No, because actually, you remember, I barely go to movies now because I'm tired of seeing the same movies. How many bank robberies do we have to see in movies? I mean, I saw 7 2 years ago. I mean, you know.
We just need that one more.
Yeah, but
that one more that they get it from the angle.
Right, and then the cooning movies and the writing. It's just all the CGI. They destroyed Star Wars for Christ's sake. So
I went to a movie last night.
Mm-hmm.
I did, but I won't tell you guys what it is because it's kind of okay. So anyway, Enrique says Kevin is a coonologist. Damn, is that an official title? Not a fan at all. I appreciate his success, but a highly decorated coon. Well, damn. You know what is weird? For some reason, my dad does not like Kevin Hart.
I don't care.
And he ain't really just told me why, but I think he feels the same way you do, Ricky. He's like, that Kevin Hart. I'm like, okay. And Al says, let me read his. Ain't reading that one either. Hey, Rolando, what's happening? He says, right on. And Ricky says, all of this is part of the war on the black family, and he put black in quotes, get all the male sexually confused and keep all the females single and not reproducing. And you know what?
Good point.
So far, it's working.
Good point.
So far, it is working. But we just got to be cognizant of that and then try to do the opposite. And I would say, be more like Kevin and say, I don't want my son to be gay. If that's what you don't want, there's nothing wrong with voicing what you don't want, right? Mm-hmm. And Al says, I always thought Miguel Nunez was gay even before he played Juana Man. Mm-hmm. Is he gay?
No, he's not gay.
Oh.
Remember, he was in Return of the Living Dead, the brother that was in there with the stick.
What's happening, Annie? Says, even though it's 2018, they still have stereotypes that they want to be expunged. Yeah, but, you know, I guess if the check is big enough, you know, people will do it.
Somebody will do it. That's true.
But as I said, when I see people like, and I'm sorry, some of you guys might be Tiffany Haddish fans, but when I see people like Kevin and Tiffany Haddish, that's the thought that comes to my mind. A step and fetch it. It's like, we'll do whatever for a buck, even if that's at the detriment of our people. A lot of people who like Tiffany Haddish, I mean, I guess if you think she's funny, that's another thing, but it's like, if you look a little bit deeper into the images that she's projecting of black women, that's not really funny. You know, we don't need that type of image about black women loud, ratchet, and, you know, just foul and nothing intelligent to say.
And remember, she just had that movie that came out with Tyler Perry. Didn't make any money.
Or the other one, Night School with Kevin Hart. I think people are just kind of over it, I guess, you know. And then and Anna says she's replying to her comment. They want us to be thugs or maids or whores, and it's done. And it is done is transformed. Well, yeah, that's. Well, you think about all the previous Oscar winners too that were black. What did they win for?
Halle Berry won for her showing her breasts.
Well, she was, you know, screwing Billy Bob Thornton. She was, you know, downtrodden. Whoopi Goldberg won for a Hustler, and Ghost. Was it Ghost?
Yeah,
Ghost, and you know, just all that. It's like, you know.
Denzel won for being
Training Day.
And he was like a corrupt cop and all that stuff like that.
He also said, like Medea, I hate that crap. Yeah, me too. It's like it's over already, you know. But she's supposed to be He is supposed to be retiring Medea. That's supposed to be.
That ain't gonna happen.
Well, he said this is her last go around in Medea. I don't know if she's gonna die or if she's going to the retirement home. I don't know what's happening with Medea, but that's supposed to be. This is her last go around. And then Rolandi says, so true, and says, loving this conversation. Well, I'm loving having this conversation with you guys too, and for you guys on the podcast, welcome back to the second half. And then Billy says, Nunez not gay. He from North Kakalaka. Laugh out loud. And Arson says, okay, so question to you, Donovan or anyone. Yes, they made Kevin wealthy, so now he has millions. Do these millions really belong to him? If they do, I mean, now, isn't he put in a position where, let's see, isn't he put into a position, I'll tell you, Arson goes in. Put in a position where he may have to choose a side at this point. So here's my main question here. Since Hollywood is bound to either enslave us or destroy us at some point, aren't there enough shunned actors out there who have enough millions between them to team up and create a type of black Hollywood? I don't know. I mean, there's Nollywood, Bollywood, and stuff like Netflix in this day and age. Can we have something started? Well,
absolutely. We could, but
that's a good question. I mean, Kevin is worth over $100 million, so it says, and there's a lot of other people out there. So it's like, if you see that they're going to treat you like they would treat, you know, the extra on the set, to me it would just make sense that, you know, somebody like a Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels, Kevin Hart, and all these other people who are considered superpowers of black Hollywood, Tyler Perry has a black owned movie studio.
He built it right there in Georgia.
Yeah, start, you know, hiring your own people and start.
But we see what Lee Daniels does when, you know, a black person invests in a thing. He don't want to get
money
back.
He don't want to pay like Damon. He just paid Damon Dash's money back, too, after Damon ran up on him. But no, I agree. Why not pull your money and resources together and start your own Hollywood? That was the same thing I said about the Minister's movie, when a Jewish community got mad and had Netflix pull it off, his documentary off of Netflix. I'm like, well, the NOI has an NOI.org. Why not just stream it there for a fee? You know, people will pay to watch it. You know, you're going to pay for Netflix, so why wouldn't you pay to watch the Minister stuff? I mean, I would.
Sure.
And then Rolanda says, true about Tiffany Haddish. And Al says, who was more... I got to read Al's comments, I'm sorry, before I read them out loud. Ain't reading that one either. And Anna says, well, we have all these men making fun of us on social media like K-Way and those other dudes. Now, who's K-Way?
I'm not sure, but I did hear something about there's some kind of uprising of the negative stereotypes of these big black women that is in the media and in the movies.
Well, I mean, it's not even just in the media and the movies. It's on social media. Right. I mean, it's people we know who, you know, like to make fun of black women, you know, or dog us out. I was having a conversation with a guy earlier on Facebook, and he put up a meme of Nicki Minaj and a white woman saying, this is what most black women want to look like. And I'm like, so you talk to most black women, you've seen most black women, and just because a woman has her hair blonde doesn't mean she hates herself.
No, she's probably being a clown. She's just probably trying out for clown school. I'm just saying. Okay, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
He's one of them, Anna. Okay, throw him in there. And Nancy says, let's be careful. We can't just single Tiffany Haddish or Kevin Hart out, period. When we see the same thing happening with washed-up celebrities and over-the-top black women who do reality shows.
The D-list.
And very much degrade themselves way worse. No, I absolutely agree.
The D-list.
But I guess we're just kind of talking about Kevin and Tiffany because they are, I guess, the most popular, maybe not even comedians, if you will, but black actors and actresses around. They're like the hot ones now, so I guess that's what I was saying. But no, absolutely, there's a lot of other people who are doing the same thing. I mean, it's like, I guess, if it came a question of what's more worth it, my integrity or money, it's money. You know, because, I mean, not for me, I'm saying for some of those people, because let's be honest, nobody wants to be broke. Nobody wants to struggle. And so somebody's saying to you, hey, I got a real nice check for you if you go on and just put on the dress. Or you know, represent black women and allow ratchet behavior, be hollering and, you know, in the one movie she was in peeing all over people in Vegas and stuff. You know, there's a lot of zeros right there for me to say no.
Or show your oral skills in the movie.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Totally, you know.
And then Rolandi says, yes, we can have a black Hollywood if these black folks value black people. Yeah, but see, Kevin Hart has kind of had that all about me. Even in his,
the Will Smith thing.
Yeah, even in his tweet, it was like, I'm happy, I'm in a good place as me, and this, okay, God, we get it. You're Mr. Positivity, which is nice. But what else? You know? Al says, hey, Donovan, Miss Hathaway from Beverly Hillbillies was gay.
Yeah, she was.
Only YouTube would know that. And then
she also was on Sanford and Son. She did 3 guest appearances on Sanford and Son. Go ahead. Sorry.
And it says TT. Who is TT? And Ricky says, I think Arson Lucas is right, but at the same time, I fear that because that would almost be like what Bill Cosby tried to do with NBC.
Mm-hmm.
The racist elite will find a way to tear it down. But it's like, you know, they will. Let's be honest. They will try to, but at some point in time, we just got to build a fortress so tight to where it's impenetrable. Did I say that right?
Yes.
To where we stop no matter what. Because now we've got so much to work with. You know what I mean? And if we, just same thing like with the NFL. If the NFL, 70% black people would take all that talent and form a black league, golly.
Their ice is not as cold as
okay, the black people ice ain't as cold.
Yeah.
Got it. Hey, Dean says, hey, lady. Belinda says, oh, the OMG. Al says, I told you it's a gay tendency if a man always puts his hand on his hips. Lord Jesus. Arthur says, then if Tyler Perry does his own black studio, if he owns his own black studio, why does he keep following these stereotypes, wearing these wigs, basically keeping Medea alive when he could go so many other ways when it comes to us? I mean, that's what I'm asking. Do we have so much power or potential power? Well, I'm going to say this again, Arson, not just to you because I don't think it's just you. It's all of us collectively.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler is only making what we watch.
Right.
Let's be honest. Do y'all think white people are flocking to the theaters and on OWN and wherever he's at? Do y'all think it's predominantly white people watching that stuff, or is it predominantly us? Mm-hmm. So as long as we keep watching that, or as long as we don't hold Tyler Perry to a standard and say, okay, Tyler, we want to support you because you're black and you make black movies, but we only are going to support you if you start making quality stuff. But I also want to use the example, use the example of Birth of a Nation.
Yes, I was going to just remind you of that.
How many people saw Birth of a Nation, the movie that was, I saw it too, but I think it made only $11 million. Mm-hmm. And Boo made $200 and something million. Yeah. This is worldwide. So it's like, to answer that question, what do black people want to watch more of? The stuff that Tyler Perry makes, or the stuff that is going to enlighten us, like a movie about Nat Turner?
Coon candy. We like the coon
candy.
We like the coon candy.
Okay. And Dean says, shut up, Don, laugh out loud. So something you said. Rolanda says, accountability to the contribution of the stereotypes.
Yeah.
And then Anna says, so when white women dye their hair or wear a weave, no one says anything. No one says they hate themselves, or when they get plastic surgery to look like us, they are applauded.
Okay, I think that's directed toward me. Now, and I've said this for years now, white women do not put Afro weave in their hair. They're not doing that. That's a fact.
Maybe they're not putting...
Wait. They're putting extensions in the hair. That is not, and it looks like their hair. That's the difference. We got to stop. Let's just be real.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
You're a beautician.
Y'all about to watch a fight.
Yeah. You're a beautician. The white women aren't doing what black women are doing. It's something totally different.
I don't know. You might need to come away from Tommy Sotomayor's channel.
No, I'm just saying.
But they are doing that. There has actually been articles or issues with white women appropriating black hair in that they have made the hair to where it fashions an afro, whether they curl it really tight.
Wait. I agree with that.
Okay.
But what we're saying is on the level that we are doing it.
I just
they're not on that level.
You know what? Honestly, I just think it's fair to say that all women, not all, but a lot of women want to be something they're not to some way, shape, or form. Hell, my lips ain't naturally red.
They ain't naturally big either. No, I'm messing with you. They are. But
my lips ain't naturally red.
Right? No.
Does that make me hate myself?
No. It doesn't make you hate yourself. What I'm saying is,
this ain't my hair.
Right, but what I'm saying, but it's Afrocentric. It matches your hair.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
But you do know also that there are black women or black people who have
blonde hair.
Blonde hair.
Yes, I've been to Australia. Yes, I've been there. But what I'm saying is what's going on in our community is excessive. I am 48 years old, and when I see a 52-year-old woman running around with blue hair, am I supposed to take her seriously? Absolutely not.
I mean, maybe that's not something you prefer.
Right.
You know, you probably wouldn't date her or nothing like that, but...
I'm just saying, you know, if you want to have an honest conversation, if you want to do that and look like a clown, that's fine.
Okay, but let me ask her, to her point. Like the Kardashians, are people just as mad about that? The Kardashians getting these big, giant
booties
and
shaping, taking ribs out.
Are people just, because they, like she said, they get applauded for doing that. And I'm like, as a man, do y'all find that attractive?
I don't, because I'm a real man.
Okay, that's another show.
Yeah, it's another show.
But anyway, Al says, offer Tiffany. I can't understand comments. So also says, I gotta read Al's comments out loud to myself, y'all. You're saying that Wilma Flintstone's mama, Peppermint Patty, and Velma for Scooby-Doo were gay, and that wasn't a good look for kids. I mean, they might have been. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
I just watched the cartoon when I was little. And also says, replying to Anna, in a white supremacist system, it's not exactly the same. Hey, Dwight, he says, good movie, but a struggle. It made more than that. So, talking about the Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, it made more than that. When you put the DVD sales and all that.
Yeah, but it made, like, peanuts in comparison to Boo.
When it came out, the first 2 weeks, it just tumbled.
And I watched the bootleg DVD of like 10 minutes of Boo, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't. And it wasn't something I put on. Somebody else was watching. I said, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Personally, I stopped watching Tyler Perry because I got tired of the negative stereotypes of black men.
True. Yeah. Hey, Donnie says his film. He films his movies in 10 days. It's hard to put out quality in that time frame. Well,
yeah, that's true. And he also doesn't unionize. He keeps the unions out of it. So if you don't have professional union people and paying them what they're worth, of course, you're not going to put out quality.
Yeah, I did hear that too. Hey, Davey says, I honestly don't appreciate Kevin's humor as my faith. It's a bit crude at his concerts, but there's a different Kevin there on stage versus Nickelodeon Junior Awards. So obviously he is funny to, funny to different audiences at different levels. I was going to say, I love Eddie Murphy's Beverly Hills Cop series. Yes, I'm old, and me and you both laugh out loud. But he also has a crude tour. Honestly, women are talking about Kevin, talking smack. Hashtag #MeToo should have hunted down the leader of discrimination. Yeah, I mean, they're just so... I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm sure Kevin Hart does water his stuff down on the Kids' Choice Awards, but I mean...
He does.
Of course. He's a comedian. I mean, gosh, imagine if Richard Pryor was around today.
Oh, my gosh. Boy, you should be ashamed yourself.
Richard Pryor would be like, I don't know how long Richard Pryor would last, but that dude was unapologetic. And then so the wife says, who cares about women and their hair?
Well, the thing is, it's not that we shouldn't care about it, but when you're wearing your hair that doesn't look like your natural hair and you've got daughters and sons, it's just like the 1950 thing with the black doll versus the white doll and the black kids. You're putting something in their mind that actually harms them. So you might not care, but I do.
I mean, it doesn't make you listen. Don't make you bad because you care. Don't make you bad.
I know. Thank you. I was about to cry. No, I'm just saying. You know, the sisters. I mean, your hair is beautiful. You want to change it up? I understand
he likes
it.
the sisters
Yes.
natcha.
Yes.
Natcha.
Yes. If you want to change it up, more power to you. But please, at some time, show your hair.
Got it. Take off the wig every now and again.
Every now and then. You know, scratch. Do whatever you're gonna do and scratch it out.
Dean says y'all need a TV show.
We're working on it.
Amos and Step and not fetch it. And Nancy says a lot of black people put demands on celebrities. Too many leaders and role models. Period.
Right.
But many times, where celebrities stand up to leadership and become greater role models, period, they rarely see the support at the same level they saw the demand, period. Colin Kaepernick. Yeah.
Yes.
As I said, I mean, Colin is a great example. I mean, he didn't have to do any of that. He could have just kept on doing what he was doing, but we don't support Colin.
Muhammad Ali.
Some of us do, but overall, many people as he's speaking up for, it should be more people supporting Colin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Muhammad Ali back in his day, he was the first
Yeah.
to do it, the first athlete to put everything on the
give
line.
it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he even went broke for a while.
Yeah, he
you
went
know?
broke.
And then,
And then for those that think we should have a show, please tune into look up Demetra K on YouTube. You can see us on YouTube.
absolutely. And Dwight says, no, they do not need to be on TV. They need to stay on this medium. You know, I agree because you know what, Dwight, unfortunately,
Well, I'm trying to get paid, y'all. I'm trying to
you know
get.
what? And he took the words right out of my mouth. Donovan ended up cooning for checks. You get on TV, he gonna be cooning for checks. He gonna be
My dad be Doug.
Yeah, he gonna be contradicting everything I say. That's not right. So I agree with you. And Al says Chris Rock did a movie about black women's hair called Good Hair.
Yeah, Good Hair.
Good
Called
Hair.
Good Hair.
That was a really well put together documentary. You know why I really love that documentary? Because he didn't degrade black women. He went deep to understand all facets of black hair and why we do what we do with hair. And it was an educational moment too, in talking about, you know, the effects of perm on your hair and stuff. So that's actually a movie that people should probably watch again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not saying women can't do it. I'm just saying when you're doing it 24/7, 365, you do detrimentally hurt your children because they see, hey, how can you tell a kid be proud to be black, and then we see you with blonde hair looking like, and that actually happened to you.
Back in many moons ago, many moons, when my daughter was like 2, I did have my hair blonde. Me and a friend of mine, we were blonde. Why? I don't know. We had blonde finger waves.
Right.
And then anyway, my daughter thought my friend was a white woman. And then she says, she says her name. She's a white woman. I said, no, she's not. I said, why do you think she's white? She said, because she has blonde hair. And not too long after that, I dyed my hair back black. Right. And I haven't gone back. To each his own. I'm not saying people shouldn't be able to do what they want, but I saw what it was doing to my daughter, and I didn't want her to, be mistaken.
Right.
And so Dean says 100% facts, Don. So something crazy you've seen. Anna says, but you know it's funny how they don't want Kevin Hart to do the Oscars because of his comments about gay people, but the gay and lesbian community. And she says, see, there's some more. LGBTQIA. That's what my daughter was saying. I don't even know what that is.
Artificial intelligence? Intelligence artificial? What? I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Are planning to boycott the documentary about
Sandra Bland.
About
yes.
Sandra Bland, and the ones who pushing it are black.
Yeah.
Why?
And that's going to be a very influential documentary.
Why are they boycotting it?
We'll
I'm interested. I need to find out. Houston says black people refuse to learn who they are. That's why they continue to follow the legacy their slave masters put in existence. Absolutely. It just we're that hamster on the wheel. We just keep going round and round and round.
Not getting anywhere. And for the listeners, could you explain who Sandra Bland is real quick?
Sandra Bland was a young woman who was murdered by the police in police custody in Texas about 2, maybe 3 years ago at this point. Roughly 2 years ago. They said that she hanged herself, but there's so much evidence saying that she did not. And as you said, this all started
from a traffic
infraction. Got mad. Was she smoking?
Yeah, she was smoking in the car.
Yeah, and he roughed her up pretty bad, and then she wound up murdered. I want to say they found her dead. They murdered her.
Good morning, my beautiful kings and queens. It is Friday, April 10th, 2015. It's kind of chilly out here this morning, so hopefully you bundled up. Kings and queens, someone proposed me with the question the other day, and I'm a little stuck on it. I was asked, was I trying to racially unite or racially incite? Well, honestly, I feel that my goal is to racially unite. Now, in the process of doing that, some people will be incited, i.e. upset, because based on the history of America, it is not good when it comes to black and white people. But I want us to try and get past that. And that is ultimately impossible. It's impossible to happen until certain people realize they were born into a certain type of privilege. And it does not matter if you never break a law, what if you never get into any trouble. Part of the reason for that being is the police don't even suspect you of doing anything wrong. And that's just how it is. For those of you who did not like the video that I posted earlier this week or yesterday and decided to get on my page calling me a racist, a dumb bee, I just think quite disrespectful. You know, guys, you don't have to watch my videos. You really don't. Because at the moment, they're not for everybody. I would want them to be, but unfortunately they can't be, especially when we're talking about a subject as touchy as race relations, all of this mess that's going on in America. So for those of you who think that I'm a racist, please remove yourself from my page and just don't watch Sandy Speaks. Sandy Speaks does not promote racism. Sandy Speaks does not promote going out there and killing all white people. I don't know if those of you who feel that I'm a racist, didn't see a couple weeks ago me walking around Fox Valley Mall holding a sign that I spent my money on, took time out to make, that said, all white people are not against us. Because I don't truly feel that way. But for those of you who cannot accept and acknowledge the white privilege that you were born into, no fault of your own, but just accept it and know that, yes, black people are going to be mad when we see things like our brothers being gunned down, murdered. And for those of you who can say, oh, well, why was he running? Why was he breaking the law? Let's just flip the script. And if that was your uncle and he ran, do you think he would have got shot 8 times in the back? Probably not. They might have got him in the leg. I am not a racist. I'm going to share a little bit of something with y'all. For so long, I was so misguided and confused. I thought that the only way to have pretty kids would be to marry a white person. Yes, ooh. My mind was so messed up. But I see clearer now. There are kings and queens in all of us. But at the moment, the people who truly need to be realizing their kingdom and queendom are my black brothers and sisters. I'm sorry. So for those of you who are uncomfortable, who don't want to hear a positive message aimed towards the brown, you don't have to watch it. I am not against white people. To be successful in this world, you have to know how to work with white people. But what Sandy Speaks wants to do is let my kings and queens know you can do it. We can be successful. It is up to us. I love you all dearly. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a successful and prosperous day. Do what is necessary to establish your kingdom and queendom and just be great. Go out there and be the greatest thing that you can, and I guarantee you it will turn your life around. Sandy Speaks.
So that's who Sandra is. HBO is doing a documentary. Now, from the sounds of it, some people are trying to boycott it. Oh, my God.
Yeah, they don't want stuff to get out and people's perception change.
And Dwight says, this is not his business. What people do with their hair or body, that is not true about the Kardashians. Okay, so what's not true about the Kardashians? Please enlighten me. And Al says, hey, Donovan, black women should stick to black or brown hair and nothing else. You know what?
No, they can do whatever they want to do. All I'm saying is that the effects that it does to the children.
Yeah, I mean, but let's be honest, too. There's some black people who are born with blonde hair or red hair.
Yes.
Or, I mean, I don't know.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Hey, Loria, thank you. She says, love your hair, D. Forget what Donovan and all these other people. I shouldn't say that.
I do.
He's bald as a cue ball. Okay, so how you gonna be talking about somebody's hair and you got?
I'm just jealous.
Like
I'm just jealous.
Ball.
Yeah, I'm just jealous. I just got stubble.
And to Belinda's point, Red Fox, can you imagine if he was?
Oh my gosh, yeah. If he, as a comedian, and what he was talking about,
they'd string him up. And Dwight says, "You are not old, child of the '60s and '70s. Talk about Richard Pryor. He was a saint." Well, I was born in the early '70s. 1971. I ain't afraid to tell y'all I'm 47 years old. Donovan's 57. Nah, he's not too far ahead of me.
Right.
Al says, was Sherman Hensley and Jerry Lewis gay? I heard.
No. Well, Jerry Lewis had some kids. He was married, but I heard he had tendencies. But,
I try to stay out of other people's from under their sheets.
yeah, I just don't get the. Why is it so important for the LGBTQMNOP community to tell us what they do behind closed doors?
Well, a lot of times they really don't, but then they have this thing called outing, where people will out them. You guys, speaking of which, I went and saw Bohemian Rhapsody last night because I'm a fan of Queen. Okay, the rock group Queen. So I went and saw it. I had a free ticket. Went and saw it, and that's kind of what they were trying to do to him.
Bring him out. Yeah.
He was like, that's not something I want to talk about. Why do you guys care what I'm doing? So people will out you.
And for a lot of people that know about Freddie Mercury, he is of Indian descent.
Yeah,
so
Pakistani.
Pakistani. At the time when he was growing up, it was still India.
Yeah.
As a whole, before they broke it up. But in that culture, that is very shunned.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so.
Hey, Gloria says, if you all want to join the conversation in the watch parties, you must tap the link here in the comment section. So tap the link to be able to comment. And Donna says, I started going gray at 17. I don't remember my natural hair color. So she has blonde hair. And so she says she went gray at 17. So who the F are you?
No, but my point is, and I've said this, my disclaimer, if that's what you want to do you. All I'm saying is think about the ramifications if you have children, what it will do to the children. That's all I'm saying.
But do you mind that her hair was blonde because she went mine as gray at 17?
I don't mind that. That's what you do.
I don't think she would care.
Yeah.
Okay. And Al says, I'm trying to get paid too, Donovan, but D won't read my jokes. It ain't that I'm trying not to read your jokes. You just trying. I'm going to get in trouble for reading
No, don't worry, Al. I'll produce the Al Jackson show.
Yeah.
Way you can get up there for 15, 30 minutes and do your shtick.
Right. And we'll have a little Daffy Duck going across the screen.
I can have Daffy right there with him in the screen.
Right. Y'all just tell jokes. And Ann says, people of color have blonde and red hair. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Robert says, sometimes women can do too much for unnecessary attention.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that. Further that comment. What do you mean? Like, what do women do that's too much for unnecessary attention? Because they definitely got Donovan's attention. And Al says, there is a black hair salon in Houston called She's Happy Hair, but if you see them sisters come out of there, it should be she's called oh my God, she's nappy hair. Shut up. And Dwight says, did you like Claudine? Yes, I did.
She is a Claudine fanatic.
Yes, me and Donovan, we invoked the Claudine quite a bit on this show. We invoked it when he was talking about his mama being a single mama, and I started to sing.
My mother's not a single mother. She was a widowed mother.
A widowed mother.
Thank you.
God, Lee, he's about to kill me.
Thank you. Yes.
I started singing the theme song as he was talking about it. Doot, 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 doot.
Brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah. So yes, we love Claudine. Blonde is great. Children of the 60s and 70s remember the Red Wings.
Wigs.
I think
Red Wings. Yeah,
Red
sorry.
Wings. They were great.
Yeah.
Different. What's Red Wings?
Are they talking about the hockey team?
I mean, there's a lot of Red Wings. You're going to have to clarify that. And so Robbie says, yes, this is true. Red Wigs.
Wigs.
Yeah, so you're right. Red Wigs.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean.
Car wash. Remember the girl in the car wash?
Yes.
Joe.
The lady of the night.
Joe.
Yes. She had a red wig on. And Robert says they're boycotting because of statements she has said about, oh my God. So Sandra Bland is gone, and the homosexual community is boycotting because some stuff she said about homosexuals. So don't watch it. Don't watch it. Just like go to Showtime or wherever it is. Don't watch it. Because I think the bigger message is that black people are being murdered by the police. I mean, so why does her saying something about the gay and lesbian community supersede that?
Distraction.
God. Sonia Hayes says, hi, Demetra. My question is, why is it important what bag Kevin Hart may get or may not get, especially after the negative statement that he supposedly made about dark-skinned women? And that's what I said at the top of the show. Why aren't people just as mad that he, said basically light-skinned women have better credit, dark-skinned women don't, broke ass. What do you say? I got it right here. broke ass dark holes is what he called dark skinned women. Broke ass dark holes. So the white says, bald is great.
There you go, right
Yeah,
on.
I'm trying to help bald head Donovan out. And Rolanda, you says 1971 was a great year. Yes, it was. There's a lot of great things made in 1971. You was born in 1970? Point made. Dwight says, who cares? Jerry Lewis was not homosexual. How did you like Queen? You know what? I liked the movie. It was really good. I think the guy, Rami Malek, the guy that played Freddie Mercury, I think he should win an Oscar.
Or Golden Globe.
He's nominated for Golden Globe. That's how good. I mean, I just like. I felt like I was actually watching Freddie Mercury. I was a phenomenal job.
Did you ever get a chance to see Queen in concert?
Not live.
Okay.
No. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just saying, because we were alive during that time, so you might have got a chance to go see it.
I did something very embarrassing in a third grade talent show. I danced to Another One Bites the Dust, and my brother will never let me live down. But I liked the movie. It was good. And Lori said, that's all right. We still love you, Donovan Sadiq.
Oh, thank you. And
Arsa says, okay, thank you very much about the Tyler Perry question. If I could ever talk to him, though, I'd still tell him to put out a few out-of-the-box tapes of movies once in a while. I mean, let's see. It's not like he actually needs money. I just happen to believe it will grow on us the same way these constant demeaning roles grow very strong in our subconscious. I don't know for the U.S., but up here in Canada, I have seen over the years how music made by talented people has been replaced. Let's call it redundant less than regular music, if I can call it that. They realize if you played enough of the same stuff, the people would eventually accept it as good music. I think hip-hop is a good example. I would say, anyway, I won't bother you guys anymore. Laugh out loud. You're not bothering us.
You're not bothering us. And let me give you a disclaimer. Since our generation started hip-hop. Hip-hop is the culture.
Right.
Rap is the music.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Look at you.
Just wanted to break that down.
Hey, Samuel. And Ricky says, I didn't hear the joke about dark-skinned women, but that's one dark-skinned woman don't need. Joke or not, I love African women of all colors, but I have a deep, fiery, unstoppable, unquenchable. These are not my words, okay?
Go ahead.
Thirst for extremely dark women. I mean Lupita Nyong'o dark.
Well, then you need to meet Dee's daughter. She's dark, beautiful skin, just beautiful
Yes,
girl, built like her aunt.
Chocolate, and like her mama. No, she's not. Dwight says, tight clothing in beautiful plus sizes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you saying you like that, or you said that's the type of stuff that are being done for attention? Do tell. Mm-hmm. And Belinda says, I don't think the color difference is so much of a problem for a child's self-esteem as the texture change. You wear your hair straight and make fun of others who have nappy hair, then of course that child will think something is wrong with him or her. Yeah, you just got to enlighten your children. Tell them there's nothing wrong with them. They are beautiful. Their hair is, desirable and just all that. But yeah, like you said, if we make it a big deal, calling your hair nappy and stuff, yeah, that's probably not going to grow on them too well. And then Al says, was Madam on Solid Gold gay? You know what, you tripping.
Oh, yeah, I remember Madam. Oh, man, I love Madam. She was awesome.
You tripping. And Robert says, what or why green, yellow / braids, why are not in entertainment? So I guess you're saying, why aren't they wearing those hair colors in entertainment? Like the blonde, Cardi B.
Cardi
B showed up to court with a rainbow wig on.
Yeah, rainbow wig on. Now, and don't get me wrong. When you're in the entertainment business, you're going to do entertainment. But when you're the average person, I just think there's this is just my opinion.
So you're basically saying you don't want to show up to the bank and then the teller has a rainbow wig on.
Right, or you're in.
What if she's bald under there?
Why can't you get a wig?
Maybe that rainbow makes her happy.
Well, then go ahead. But then when you don't get the promotion, don't be mad about it. Just don't be mad about it.
And Rolanda says the gay community is not the moral police. Well, shoot, you can't tell them that.
You can't tell them that.
They're going after Sandra Bland now? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Golly. And Al says, why do you know what? We're going to get you a gay Google. Al, we're going to get you a gay Google for Christmas. You want to know, was all these people gay? Is my neighbor gay?
I have no idea.
Is your neighbor gay?
No.
How do you know?
They're married. Got kids.
They're married to what?
They got kids.
I mean, I don't like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gay Google. Does that exist? We have to work on it.
we can work it.
Dwight says, wow, Kevin is off the hook. No, absolutely. And Nancy says, imagine if we defended ourselves the way the gay and lesbian community defended themselves. Imagine that we defended ourselves the way the mighty white do. Anything to protect themselves, period. Imagine if we defended ourselves the way the Jews who are controlling defend themselves. God, we would be like deadly.
Exactly.
But instead, we want to try to, see the gray area.
Well,
maybe,
or we're involved in the foolishness. I'll give you an example. And I read this off your feed earlier this week. Mm-hmm. Those of you guys have heard Cardi B and Offset are getting a divorce. Now back to your regular scheduled program. I mean,
that's how you get people's attention.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
right.
Crazy.
And Al says, can you believe the Queen and Adam Lambert are on tour? Yeah, Adam Lambert is the front man for Queen now.
Right. Yeah.
I've seen his performances, and now one thing I like about
on this tour.
On this tour. But
he's not the permanent front.
Yeah, he's not trying to be Freddie Mercury. He's just being himself. So it's pretty good. Hey, Yomi says, nah. And Anna says, but she said that we shouldn't align our fight with the equal rights of gay community. Mm-hmm. She said it wasn't the same, and we keep aligning our fight with other minorities fight which neutralizes our fight. We are always caping for other people, and when reserved, we have no friends. And you know what? Sandra Bland was 27 when she was murdered?
Yeah, 27.
27.
26, yeah.
Look how enlightened she was. Mm-hmm. Now, did she say anything homophobic? That wasn't homophobic. She's right. I mean, we say that a lot on the show in regards to a lot of other stuff, like the Hispanic issue with the kids in cages. Not saying we're not unsympathetic to people in cages, but gosh,
there are plenty of Mexican and Hispanic representatives in Congress to deal with that situation.
But I think you said it perfectly once. Hell, we got kids in cages called prison.
Right. And nobody's worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a girl on my page earlier going back and forth when you guys are going to spend Christmas presents and you guys aren't concerned about the kids in cages. This is a black woman. I wanted to press delete on her so fast. Mm-hmm. Like what? I never see you on here, but when you get on here, you say some stupid stuff like that. I mean, people want to go buy Christmas presents, and so they shouldn't be doing that because there's kids in cages. I'm trying to draw the two together.
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
And Dwight says, who played Rapper's Delight? Great start to rap. What happened after that hit? I don't know what happened to them after that.
No. They had a couple of things. Remember the lady Sylvia, the singer?
Oh, yeah.
Hilltop?
Uh-huh.
That was her record label. She's the one that started that. And Sugar Hill had a couple of hits after that, and she signed other artists, Grandmaster Flash, and all these other people like that. And you can tell you're really old in hip-hop when you say this. These are the breaks. Who was that?
That was Curtis Blow.
Curtis Blow.
Right.
Exactly. So there was a plenty of hits that came off of that. But then
I think one of them passed away.
Yeah, a lot of the guys did.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Sugar Hill Gang and that label, the Sugar Hill label, was as in music.
Janky productions.
The management
Stealing
and
the
money.
Right.
As a matter of fact, some of her kids are on Growing Up Hip Hop.
Really?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. So
Look at you.
They were talking about that. I don't watch that show, but I know that when I read the article, that was about her grandkids that were gonna.
You know a lot about shows you don't watch.
I read a lot.
Marcus says, when will we be concerned about us? The gay and the lesbians or white people are concerned about themselves, period. Other races shut down the nation because they feel their feelings got hurt, and we come together and stand up for ourselves with dying in the streets being treated like dirt. So, yeah. And then you also posed a question to me earlier, and you said, why are black people not outraged at the past shootings of black people, or black men, rather? And I'm assuming you're talking about the ones of police officers, one in Alabama, the one in Chicago, and murdered. And then you also want to know, are we becoming numb? And I would say, yeah, I think we're just becoming numb.
No, we're not becoming numb. We're already there.
We're already numb.
I mean, and here's how you know it is. When you go to movies, Empire, it's on TV. These shows where these people are just shooting and murdering people, and they're having breakfast with their family the next day. Like it was no big deal. Watch these shows For My Man. Black women that are doing crimes and just killing people for a few dollars.
Black women doing crimes for black men.
For black men, exactly. For my man. But but I'm just saying, us as a people, look at the movies and what's written for us. They're very violent movies. Training Day.
Well, that desensitizes
It desensitizes
us. Because when you do it in real life, it's
yeah.
What's for dinner?
It's no big deal.
And then Dwight says attention, and Rolanda says it's not nappy, it's dominant hair. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I've never, and a quick disclaimer for me. I was raised a military kid, so we were taught to
assimilate.
No, we assimilate into the system, but as far as pride about myself, you play with the uniform you're given. So I never really heard the word nappy until I came back to America. Met you and your brother and everybody.
And he was like, "Them some real nappy."
Yeah.
You stupid.
But
no, but absolutely, our hair is very dominant.
Yeah.
Very dominant.
Yeah, and it's beautiful if you just let it lock up. Our biggest problem when it comes to our hair, especially and this is my opinion about our women, when it comes to their hair, you guys aren't patient enough. You're just not patient.
Well, I mean, you can tie it on there like I did.
Yeah. Let's put it in there real quick because you had your little short fro last week. Now look at you.
Al says, "Hey Ricky, inbox me. I have all the jokes." Yeah. Hey Ella, he says, "Look at all the blacks who had to play pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers. Those were the only roles available." Yeah, that's what they got.
A good movie to watch. Hollywood Shuffle.
Oh yeah,
Robert Townsend.
He talks about
that.
down.
He talks about it.
And Dwight says white people are wearing colored braids and they are not in entertainment. This is a free society. A lot of this gray is all. He said a lot of this gray. It all is hype. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that people who wear braids are not in entertainment or the colored braids.
Mm-hmm.
I guess depending on what they're doing, but yeah, I don't see that unless it's for that specific role. And then Al says Luther's from Set It Off was kind of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And Anna, he says Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang.
That was the name of the group. And then Dwight
Sugar
says
Hill
gay
Records.
talk and resistance is hype.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Al says, "Hey Donovan, do you remember the episode on Sanford and Son about Fred and Lamont going into the Gay Blade Club?" Y'all
yes. Yeah, they had the leather outfits on, and Fred was ready to go. Had no idea it was a gay club.
Ellie says, but before Sandra Bland got stopped by the police in Texas, she was already a very vocal and outspoken black activist, and many people believe that is because of this she was murdered. Yes, I did hear that. She was very, very awake. And like I said, she was only 27 years old, So I don't think it's far-fetched that she was targeted. They already knew who she was.
Well, and it wouldn't be far-fetched to say, Dee, that you were being monitored, so be very careful.
I know karate.
And look over your shoulder
Razor,
and have your
my pow
ready to go.
Ready to go.
Because
it's okay. I call my daddy.
Your message is getting out and it's growing, and it can happen. I'm telling you, when people are woke, they want to stop that.
It's okay. I'm not very fearful.
There you go. There you go.
And when I walk out to the car, I need you to watch it.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah, I'll let Belle go with you.
Yeah, and Arson says, "Oh my God, I missed that. They went after Sandra Bland. Isn't that the woman who was found dead at the station after being pulled over? This is terrible. We are definitely under attack. And we're not winning."
Nope.
Right.
She
Can
was
you
not
say that
found
again
dead.
for the people in the back?
Yeah, she was not
she
found
was
dead.
murdered,
She
but
was
yes.
murdered.
So now the gay and lesbian people, you know what? I'm just completely over it. Like, y'all going at the. So now that's saying, well, our message is more important than your message.
And in the story of Sandra Bland, now here's a woman who's about 110 pounds. They said that she strangled herself with a plastic garbage bag.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense.
Well, we know it was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dwight says, they call it allies. Sandra Bland is a saint. Blacks will support her. I really hope so. I really do. And then Robert, he says, the homosexual community is out to push their agenda. They literally are in control of the music and the movies industry, along with the Jewish community. We as black people need to stop being so humble and stop allowing people to direct our thinking and our opinion. No, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, but where does it start? When you're not monitoring your kids and what they're watching, what they're listening to, that foundation starts. They become teenagers, and the next thing you know, they're out here doing whatever they got to do.
But to your point, especially too about the Jewish community, especially when they went after Farrakhan in his documentary, black people, we tweeted about it and wrote it on Facebook, but we didn't get upset like the Jewish community.
We never will.
We weren't as certain about standing behind the black man as the Jewish people were standing against the black man. I mean, there should have been a whole hell of a lot of opposition because, let's be honest, there's a lot of black people who have subscriptions to Netflix. But we just kind of, well, that's messed up, you know. Okay, what are you having for dinner?
Right.
Did you see what Cardi B did? You know, we just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, our telecom. How many of us black folks have Apple phones and Samsung phones? I mean, where are our black telecom people?
Good question. And Dwight says, "Thank you. Stop it. That was great. Then Curtis Blow, the gangsters kicked them out of the rap genre. You are intelligent people. Keep up the work and dialogue. No, absolutely, and thank you for that.
Thank you, yeah.
But it's the powers that be." Because you got to remember, after Curtis Blow and them, people got really woke. You have, Public Enemy.
X-Clan.
X-Clan, Tribe Called Quest. You had all these people come out. And so it's like, wait a minute now.
Boogie Down.
Yeah, the BDP, all these people getting woke now. We got to stop that. Yeah. So let's get out the Young Thugs and, and all these other people to kind of dumb it back down because we can't have these Negroes waking up.
And getting the message in the music.
Absolutely. And Anna says, the conversation was about the law that business owners can refuse service to gay people because of religious reasons. And she basically said that's not our fight. But many gay people do not see their master class as being black. They see themselves as being gay first, then black. But when a cop beating their butts, they're not going to care if you're gay. Yeah. And that's unfortunate that the black gay people are doing that. And for you guys on the podcast, thank you so much for being here. We will hear from you next week. And so, yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate that gay black people are doing this because, as you said, when the cops pull you over, they're not going to say, okay, wait.
Can I see your gay card?
Are you gay or are you black? They going to beat your black butt, like you said. And Al says, a few years ago, the Utah Jazz had the first gay NBA player, and he was a brother. All right.
Right.
That we know of. And Dwight says he's right. It is natural. Children of the 60s and 70s recall not liking to be called black. Late 60s and Black Panthers changed that. And James Brown. He came out with I'm black and I'm proud. And then Dwight says good episode. I think you're talking about the Sanford and Son. Y'all wild. And Rolanda says the gay blade too funny. Sanford and Son. Al says, I don't think black men should wear braids because they are never well kept and always matted up. You know what? He says, if Tiffany plays a gay Shirai, she would lose a lot of fan base, and I can't wait. No, I think she would get a lot of fan base because they're like, oh, that's so nice. You're embracing other roles and ethnicities or people, rather. Rolanda says, we are under attack by people who say they are our friends. And Anna says, I hope we're going to go hard in the paint on these dudes wearing weaves like we do with black women.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, that opinion of mine is universal.
I know you got a lot of wigs.
Well, that's because I play a lot of characters. I'm trying to get on TV.
Say, are nonviolent and being better BS is getting us killed. Yeah, I mean, like Malcolm X said, I mean, by any means necessary. He said, if you kill my cat, I'll kill your dog.
Right. And we just keep escalating it. And
Robert says, blacks still fear white. Absolutely. Why? I don't know. I get it. Dr. Joyce DeGroot talks about us still suffering from post-traumatic slave syndrome of, what we went through in slavery. Even though we didn't go through it, it's just been passed on to us. And we haven't figured out how to shake it. And then Dwight says, what about Mark Lamont Hill and CNN Farrakhan is a warrior? We actually talked about him last week, and that, he's also understanding now that fat meat is greasy. And then, yes, Farrakhan is a warrior. Anna says Public Enemy, yep. And Dwight says, Rebel Rap, I do not know them. I enjoy Philadelphia Soul.
Philly Soul, yes. So when he's talking about Philly Soul, he's talking about Billy Paul, Teddy Pendergrass, the Spinners.
Oh, you were way back. I thought he was talking about like Jilly from Philly, Music Soul Child, Kendrick.
No, we're talking about the real
Kendrick,
stuff. The Jacksons were on the label real quick when they left Motown.
Ooh, you really showing your age.
The Delphonics, Patti LaBelle.
And Al says, do the NOI accept the gay community, and do they turn the other cheek? No pun intended. You know what you're fooling.
No.
Yes, they do accept the gay community, although
as a community.
Yeah, I mean they don't.
They acknowledge the community.
Well, yeah, I mean
it exists.
No, I don't know, how can I say this? They acknowledge them and they welcome them in love.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say that they are accepting of the behavior, but they accept them as people.
So can I be a member of the FOI as a gay person?
I'm not quite sure about that. I don't know. But I have heard Farrakhan speak about it. And the wife says, blacks are great people and a powerful nation. You better believe it. And Rolanda says, right on with that Philadelphia sound.
There you go. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
And so, anyway, I don't see any more of you guys' comments. Let's see what time is up. Right on time.
Right on time.
All right. And so I will read you guys' closing comments. As I close, as always, I thank you guys so much for being on here. We are here every Sunday from 3 until about 4:30-ish, 4:45. And so it is always my pleasure. The wife says, yes, all of them. Phyllis Hyman.
Yes.
As something, she is gone. Yes.
Yeah, shame. It's a shame.
Yes.
That was a beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm. And so, as I was saying, I thank you guys so much for your comments and questions. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns that you want us to address, please inbox me, and I will be more than happy to do the research. As always, I'd like to say thank you to Donovan for making all this happen.
Yes, and remember, the revolution will not be televised.
Right, or on Facebook. I'm going to also like to thank you guys for making this happen, because it'd be a very dry and boring conversation if it was just me and Donovan here yapping. And so we thank you. And then Robert says, no, you cannot be a member of the FOI if you're gay.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so now we have our answer. And then Rolanda says, thanks for the great conversation. No, thank you. And then Al says, as D&D, give us a financial tip. Never spend more than you earn.
Yes, never
spend more than you make.
Or how about this? Instead of spending money every year on buying a Christmas tree, get you a little potted plant, a fern, whatever that Christmas, what is that, a Douglas fir?
Yeah.
A Douglas fir, and then plant it in your yard, and then decorate the tree every year.
And I can do you one better.
$8.
How about you just not get a Christmas tree?
Well, there you go.
Because it's a pagan holiday.
It is, but it's the holiday.
You better than me, brother. I ain't getting no Christmas tree, no Christmas nothing, no Christmas presents.
I don't have nothing.
None of that. Okay, I'm gonna be eating me a apple on Christmas. I don't know.
And one last tip too: if you can, please think about a homeless veteran or a homeless person.
Think about a homeless person. I love that. Think about a homeless person. All right, you guys. So we're out of here, and I always say too, if you get that jury duty notice, show up.
Please show up.
Because our people are going down for the count and record numbers. Largely because we don't show up, and they are not represented by a jury of their peers. A jury of your peers are people who are like you. And so if you're black and you're going to court, and your jury of your peers are, let's say, 12 white people, I'm not saying they all will find you guilty, but most of them probably will.
And before we go, real quick, North Carolina voting right issue fraud that went down
they found
there.
it, yeah.
Mostly affected in a black district.
Because what we going to do?
Well, no, it's not that what we're going to do. The point is, we've got to start paying attention, educate ourselves.
But I'm just saying, they're doing it because what we going to do?
Right, exactly.
Well, so they found voter fraud in North Carolina, now what?
Right, on the Republican side. You know, which is nothing new. But my point is, we've really got to pay attention.
Start being proactive. Absolutely. All right. So and I had fun too. And then Rolanda says your show is shared. Y'all rock. Thank you so much. We will see y'all next week. So again, if y'all have something y'all want to talk about, let us know.
Be safe.
Peace.
Damn, who died? You got enough flies in here for a funeral, eh?
How'd you get in here, Ike? What do you want, huh?
Hey, it's a big night for the Atlanta May. I come to see the show, just like everybody else.
How'd you get past security?
Oh, come on now. You know me better than that. Now, look here, I told you it wasn't over. I told you you was gonna see me again. Here I am, big and bold as shit. You ain't believe me. Thought you was gonna get away from me. Thought a nigga like me was gonna let you get away from me. You can't get away from me, and I'm in here.